What's up, folks? Welcome. Something a little special today. We are doing a draft coaching session with Brian. Brian won it was a win a date with the content creator, basically, kind of thing. It was a charity event that Nerd Girl ran for Extra Life for Children, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and so Brian, so a lot of content creators got on there and offered their time. I offered I would do, one hang on and streamer coach session. Brian won, so good job, Brian. Awesome, great. And Brian, just give us a quick, shout out about who you are, how long you play Magic for, what's your experience playing Magic, and just a short little, brief, 6-second intro.
So I technically learned to play in 2003, but I never really got into the game back then. I kind of would every couple of years pick up a starter deck and play with a friend for a bit, and then, not really ever get cards or get into it. But I've been really solidly playing since COVID for the last 3-4 years. I live in New York, so I have a weekly FNM that I go to and do a weekly paper draft that's very reliable. I've been playing a lot more. The first year or so, it was you're happy to kind of win any match. And I'm at a point now where, I'll 3-0 some paper drafts, I'll trophy an arena. But there's also still just a whole lot of 0-3 drafts and a whole lot of just kind of inconsistency. And it takes me a while. The last season was actually the first season I ever got to Mythic.
Sweet.
That's pretty much where I'm at.
Sweet. That was my next question was going to be rank-wise. So you made it to Mythic once, most recent season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then real fast, just give me what do you think 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses are of your play?
Strengths, I've definitely, especially recently, gotten a little bit better about mulliganing. I know that I in the past was I'll keep the hand and tell myself a story, and now I'm a little bit more aggressive about doing it, not screwing myself. Weakness, I think, one of the things I tend to do in a draft if I can latch onto an archetype or a plan real early, great. I mean, I can do it. If I can see the lanes open, I can do it. That's fine. There are times when I can't do that, and then I tend to go we'll just pick up everything. We'll go 5-color soup, whatever. We'll figure it out later. And then you're 2/3 of the way through, pack 3, and you realize you still don't have a plan. That happens a lot. Another strength, I think I've gotten better, especially recently, about finding that open lane. That is something Bloomborough really beat that into me hard. So one good thing about that set was, really taught me to find an open lane. I think I'm still pretty weak about thinking through tricks. I know, earlier, just right before stream, I drafted a really solid red-white deck. Had the Planeswalker, had all the great heroic payoffs, all the enablers, everything. It was a beautiful deck. I went 2-3 with it, and at least 1 or 2 of those games was punts because I didn't think, this person is holding up mana for what's an obvious removal spell, and that really blows me out in my creature dependent deck. So I'm still working on those, I think.
Cool. Great. Good overview, honestly. That's fantastic. So a lot of room for growth. Obviously, making Mythic for the first time, which is cool. If any RCQ aspirations, or you're going to be playing in the limited event in Denver, any stuff like that, or?
I think Denver's the next big thing for me for sure.
Cool. Awesome. Sweet. That's great. Okay, so we're doing a Pioneer Masters draft. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, sweet. I am in silver or whatever. I'm on Nicole's account right now. My own account's building back to bronze for Bronze Mythic, but I would say focusing more on our side of things anyway, which is great. So let's just fire it up and get into a draft. All right, so full disclosure, I've only done about 4 of drafts in this format. I had my day 2 of the Arena Open didn't go super well, but we're a little more on heuristics here than actual format knowledge. So over the pack, talk to me. What do you see? What do you see when you see this pack?
So Aetherling's a solid bomb. We're definitely taking Aetherling. Other good cards in the pack. Can you go over the wizard a little bit? I don't know the wizard too well. This is the new bonus sheet they just put in. The one on the top upper right.
Oh, the weird?
Yeah. A weird. Yeah. Okay. I never know how to read a card like that. I guess it's good if we're in those colors. All right, so I see 2 really good enablers for the red-white heroic deck, but I don't really see any of the good payoffs. So we're taking the Aetherling. I don't really see anything else good for that deck, but that card is a solid damn bomb. You land it, and it's almost impossible to lose right after because it basically can protect itself. it's like you can make it unblockable and then you can make it an arbitrary size, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, card's great
Hard
for
to
sure.
cast.
I think taking Aetherling there was no question. I don't know the colors in this format. Like if blue is like completely unplayable or something like that, you wanted to really avoid blue. Like maybe you could pass it, but that seems ridiculous. So pass some red white cards. It's fine. So I think everything seems reasonable. Next pack, what do you think?
Oh,
Let's say real fast. Once you take Aetherling, what's your outlook for the draft? What are you looking to be?
I'm looking to have a functional blue deck for sure, and I see the Cloudfin Raptor right away as kind of a good snap, right? Like I have to be base blue. Dictate of Erebos is solid, but that's a double black card after a double blue card, and you also have to have other stuff to make it work. So I'm kind of inclined to take the Raptor here just because it's a really solid one drop, I think. Dreadbore's a thought if we go Gates. Angel's a thought if we go Gates, but I don't think I want to commit to that early, so probably just the Raptor.
Yeah, I don't love Raptor. I mean, our time's pretty low here. I think we should take the Dictate, but I think the Dictate or Angel is a better pick. I think Raptor's like, it's fine, but it doesn't jive particularly well with Aetherling, right? Aetherling wants you to play a very long game, right? A more controlling game, whereas Raptor's more of like an aggressive kind of flyers kind of card. So cards like don't really jive super well together, which is kind of what I was trying to say when we were making that our choice of like, okay, what's our deck going to look like with Aetherling? We're not locking in. Yeah. We're just kind of saying where we would like to skew towards. Dictate's a pretty powerful card. Yeah, it might not be good in our deck, honestly. We kind of just ran out of time. It is a very powerful card. Will we be that creaturey? I don't know yet, honestly. But let's look at the next one.
Yeah, but now we got a Murmuring Mystic, which I think is a snap pick here because again, it's a longer game card. It gives us creatures that are really good with the Dictate. So yeah, I think it's a snap pick on the Murmuring Mystic, and then hopefully wheel the Gust, but probably not.
Yeah, it would be hard to to find a card that was better situated to somehow join these first two picks because they are pretty different. But the control card that makes tokens is like the actual dream. So agree. I would say we're definitely not locked into black for this Dictate of Erebos, but our blue star is absolutely phenomenal. So what's next?
Woo! All right, so Cruise is definitely a possibility. I like to have a little bit more than just spells to set it up, and green is better for that, I think, in this set than black, if memory serves, but I can't really remember. I mean, we're not taking Trespass, I don't think. Yeah, triple blue is pretty hard. I think I just want to take the Treasure Cruise. We want to play a long game.
Yeah, there's not much else to really think about here. It's funny because there are 3 delve spells, and they're in order. Cruise is better than Angor is better than Trespass, I think. So
yeah, 100%.
I do agree that Cruise, you want to make sure we have a little extra help for it, but spells can do that too. There's consider a cap like that too. Realistically, there's really a card that you can take otherwise here. I think the Rogue's fine for like blue-black control. I think we're not necessarily black yet. It's a card we have in our back pocket, but not a card we're like locked into playing at any point. I would say right now we are locked into blue though. Like, Mystic, Aetherling, Cruise is a pretty insane start. So we can go. That's a pack.
Oh, that's a pack. Okay. All right. Seeing the Guild Summit late is a good sign for Gates. I don't know if it's early enough, if it's like, I don't know, this is actually maybe just the right pick for it because we're halfway through pack 1. But Gust of Wind, it feels better. Either Gust or Cruelty. I feel like maybe Cruelty's better because we're not really doing the tempo game as much. We're doing the long-term control game, right? So I think Cruelty.
I think Cruelty is a lot better than Gust in our deck, even though Gust might be like a functionally better card, maybe not. But I think Summit's interesting. It's funny. I think that the Angel was a possible pick in that pack over Dictate as well. But I think Cruelty is just like too good not to pass. I think the Guild Summit could be good, but like I don't think we're trending towards a multicolor deck necessarily, as we are just like a good control deck, which might have some gates, but not have like a ton of gates. So I think Cruelty is great. Again, still might not play this Dictate, but even then, just splashing Cruelty is also really good too. So it's a very flexible card.
Okay, so we get an Illusory Angle, which is a good blue card if we're like aggro tempo-y, but not quite as good, I think, in our deck. Tonkrop Skirmisher could be fine just to have a 2-drop. I don't really love the 5-drop that sacks something. And I don't really love the big demon either. I guess a demon's a little better with the Mystic, but honestly, I mean, if we're casting demon and Mystic, we're in a weird game. I think we take the Skirmisher, honestly.
I think it's either Angel or Guide. Honestly, I think it's Guide. I think Skirmisher, you're drafting down far too low by taking Skirmisher. Where like Skirmisher, I agree, it's a playable card. It's not a card you're ever excited about. You know, as the kind of card I think you really want to try to avoid taking in the first like 8 picks of a draft, because like it's a card you get 14th or whatever. You know, like you get it 13th for free basically. You don't need to take a card that early. I think that the Angel could be cool in our deck. You know, cheap kill spells, play a cheap kill spell, play a 4/4, pretty cool. But I think that like it's possibly being like a multicolor deck with green or whatever, maybe splashing cruelty could be a thing. I think it's the higher upside pick. There's definitely a chance we just don't play this card, but like if we do play it, it's gonna be excellent in our deck and so on. So clock's almost done.
Counter here, right?
Just scatter, right?
Yeah, counter. We take the counter here.
Yeah. So holy moly.
Oh my god.
All right, that's just unbelievable. But I think folks just don't know how good this card is, because that's ridiculous. This card is like a mythic rare uncommon. So huge gift there.
Oh, I mean, I feel like it's kind of slow for the format a lot of the time, but like in our deck, it's freaking insane.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever on tap with it, the one thing though I think we need to be aware of is that we are certainly very light on cheap spells. So we are like, consider, whatever cheap spells you can find.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, easy Mystic. It also makes Dictate much more palatable too. So, okay, so here's our opening pack back.
Okay. Urban Evolution's probably the highest upside. Like, I don't think we're going to be deep enough gates to play the Gatekeepers. Oh, no, wait, no, sorry. What am I saying? The Scab. You got to take the Scab. You got to take the Scab. It loops everything good in our deck.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this card, I haven't cast this card yet. It seems really, really slow to me. My gut instinct is want to take Evolution. Like,
okay. I think we go that way.
Yeah, I think that the Weird's interesting too as like an early blocker for blue, but like maybe I'm wrong here. Evolution. This is me like not knowing the format that well. So
no, I think the Scab is actually really important in the gate stack because it's kind of like how they loop at the end, but it's not necessary. I mean, I don't know. We'll hopefully get them later.
Yeah,
too.
I could definitely be wrong for sure.
I think the Predation here is higher upside than the Gatekeepers. Like we haven't taken any gates yet, and Predation's a spell, and it can be a pretty good one in the right situation.
I think.
Or we could take the 2-drop if we're worried about 2-drops.
Yeah, I think we're still fishing for like, what exactly we want to be up to. So
I think Naiad's fine. So 2/2 flyer. I may not play it, but I don't know what else we'd take.
Maybe I think this is a spot where modern day drafting is like I think that we don't want to take the gate here. So
yeah,
Naiad is just like a really underwhelming card that is also strategically not very good in our deck. Just like this random 2/2 flyer when like we're bigger than that. Whereas the Guild Gate could possibly open up different avenues later on. So it's a much higher upside pick.
Okay, Pulse is very good here, I think.
I love it.
Yeah, Pulse is very good. God, the Gust wield and the Guild Summit wield. I don't want to take the Gust. I think the Gust is better.
I think it's Summit.
Taking the Guild. You're doing the Guild Summit.
We have basically 0 flyers, right? Like we have like a Mystic or whatever. We're taking the Overlord here. We're not again. It's kind of thing. Also, kind of like Nimbus Naiad, where like some decks will want that card. But like it's not really us kind of, and I don't know. So guess we got a late pick thing. So now we have I wish we had a review period, but we're definitely blue. That's for sure. We're definitely wanting cheap spells. Have a few green cards, have a few black cards. Could go either way ish on that, but so let's look at our next pack. What do you got?
So Cruelties, it could be a snap grab. What's the Xenagos do? Or what is that?
Harmogus?
God in the upper left?
I don't think it's
Mogus. Yeah, no, yeah, I think we take the Cruelty here. I don't see anything.
Again, very concerned right now that we literally have no card that costs less than 3. But
yeah,
we can't solve that issue here. And then the one card back that is cheaper doesn't really work in our deck. So I like Cruelty a lot here as well.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay, so this is a good spot. Rare's 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 Rabblemaster. I thought it was the other one. Ooh. I don't think Rabblemaster is good in our deck at all. Do we want a third Mystic? I feel like we almost want the... God, what else would we take? Maybe the Husk. The Husk could be good with all the flyers.
Yeah, I don't think Husk is very good in our deck. Obviously, in theory, if we're Mysticking, we could Husk and it'd be good then. But, like, looking at that scenario, we're probably winning that game anyway. Whereas the games where we're not doing that, it's going to be really, really bad. It's cute with Dictate, but, like, I think that's what we're all about. I think just taking the Mystic here is just, like, the easy slam. And now I've taken Mystic. Now, I think our pick order changes a lot, where we literally will just want to take any spell that costs 1 or 2 mana. Period. End of story.
Quicken, baby. There's that Quicken.
Quicken is sweet.
It's perfect for our deck.
So what do you think here?
Well, like you said, we got a cantrip. We have a draw 2, which could be better. Oh crap! We have the Sphinx. I don't think we need another big blue creature though. Sphinx is really, 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 really good, but like I think like you said, we need the cantrips. I think the Quicken is just a slam dunk.
Great. That's awesome, honestly. And I think it's a very, very good thing to realize. Like, it's a very weird pick in the sense that, like, it's just a freaking draw a card. Who cares? But, like, you're correct. We don't need a big idiot. We already have a lot of 3-drops. Quicken's perfect. It's just like a perfect card.
Yeah.
It fuels everything we're trying to do.
3 flyers.
Yeah, it's good with our Mystics. It's good with our Delve spells. Quicken's great. So, what's up, Siggy? Thanks to Raid. Doing a little coaching right now. Siggy, feel free to chime in the chat, obviously. You play more refs than I have in this set. All right, what do you got?
All right. I'm really worried about our low creatures for sure because we have especially if we're firing off removal for all their stuff in the first couple turns. I don't know how we take anything but the cruelty here, but I'm a little worried. I mean, I guess it maybe another pulse, but I think the cruelty's got to come.
Yeah, I think at this point green is kind of like off the table. We have a pulse at Uriah and the evolution, and now we're just like. We're drafting a deck, which I think is one of the most important things about Limited, where, like, you're not just taking, oh, this card's good, oh, this card's good. Your goal is to craft a strategy, which we tried to do from pick 1, pack 1, where you took the Aetherling, and I'm like, all right, what should your deck look like going forward, you know? And this deck could easily have 6 creatures in it, you know? Siggy's in chat says, never worry about having 2 free creatures, exactly. So, like, this can just be like a 5-creature deck with a bunch of spells. We have Mystics to make tokens. Mystics are better with less creatures anyway. So, that being said, what take here?
I think we take the Archaeologist. It fetches us a spell, so it fits our deck and buys us time. So I think it kind of fits the 2 things we need. Low creature gets a spell.
Couldn't imagine a better card, honestly. It costs less than 3 mana, and it plays great with our spells, and it feels like a river cruise. Awesome.
All right, another Quicken.
Ship
Can't
it.
say no to a Quicken.
This is like my favorite kind of deck to draft, too, where, like, you are taking cards that are seemingly a little weird, but go so well in your deck, which is awesome. So yeah, Quicken's awesome.
I'm excited about this.
Black doesn't seem super open. I think it's like kind of fine, honestly. So we're definitely.
we have 3 cruelties. I don't know what else we need from black, right? Like,
what is this card?
We've got 3 cruelties. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, there's an angler in there too, but I don't think we. Yeah. I mean, we have the cruise. I don't think I want to. Yeah, I think we go with the priest. I'm trying to think of like what we. The only downside to the card is that they can sometimes kill the demon and then leave you with the flyer, and if you don't have enough, or leave you with the body, and if you don't have enough aggression. But I think we take it.
I think I got the Eidolon.
I think
this card's okay, but like I think 2 mana for a Death Toucher is just like fine in this deck. Realistically, we just want to, and we just like are desperate for 2 things to do early. I don't think we need another 5 mana, like, win the game kind of card. Like, I think, honestly, this Overlord's going to make our deck. Like, I think that with the, the Dictate, maybe not, I don't know. But, like, we were definitely, I think we're fine on the top end kind of stuff. So.
No, okay, we'll take another Cruelty here.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good, too.
I'm not going to take Rapid Hybridization.
Yeah, we're pretty good at killing things, so.
Okay, so I think it's between the bird and the Read the Bones. We think green's out, so the Savage Punch is out, and it wouldn't be good in our deck even if it were in. Is drawing 3 and making creatures better than having something on the board early? I think we just picked up 2 good creatures, so maybe Read the Bones is better.
Yeah, I think Raptor's unplayable in our deck. Like, I think it's a totally fine card in like the flowery decks, but I think that we're playing 6 creatures or whatever, just like not going to do what we want it to do basically ever. And then Read the Bones is good in our deck. It's a spell. It draws cards. The life loss is that they need to be aware of. We can't just like take 4 of them or whatever. Like, the first copy is probably pretty good in our deck.
Yeah. Well, I think we take the Plaza here. I don't want to take the Husk.
I don't think Shock.
I mean, I guess we take the Shock just in case. Yeah.
I doubt we're gonna play it, but I think that like we could end up maybe being like splashing red, or I don't know exactly, but like I think the gate is like a little clunky. So
yeah, that makes sense. I guess we take another Read.
Yeah,
So
I think if
guy.
Ingot triggered Mystic, I'd be more inclined.
Yeah.
Mystic is specifically instant or sorcery, so just take the Read the Bones.
Yeah, it makes every instant or sorcery just a much higher pickup. Take the.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Take the gate.
Oh, great. Yeah, definitely gate.
Yeah.
Like, possible options for splashes or opening up a bomb rare, whatever else. So.
Take the red card just in case. If we do splash red, that's not a bad red card.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, what is the black rare? How many humans do we have? Are the Mystics humans?
I believe they are.
Ooh.
It's amusing. We have 4 humans.
Jack is humans.
This is also human.
All right. So there's another cruise that might wheel. I don't know if I care about having 2. I don't want to have another Palaka Predation. I don't think I want the enchantment in my 1/1 flyer deck for sure. So yeah, I think we take the rare. Or maybe that. No, I think like you said, we have enough big things. So I think the cheaper thing that leaves behind bodies is probably better, especially when they are very tempted to kill all of our humans.
Yeah, I think the Dreadhound's kind of interesting. But I think Necromancer's just a 2/2 it dies and makes a 2/2 is just like a fine limited card anyway. Yep. And the fact that it has we are actually playing some other humans is pretty cool. Plus, well, Dictate also too. It's like we have this weird 10 creature Dictate deck that's actually that gets still pretty good in our deck, which is kind of cool. So,
I mean, I think we take the Thief here. Maybe another Eidolon. Eidolon might be better. So it's between the Thief and the Eidolon. I don't think we're aggressive enough for the Thief. But we do have a lot of spells, so we can trigger the Prowess a lot, and it draws cards. So maybe the Thief. Yeah, I think the Thief is maybe better.
Yeah, I think Thief's insane. This card is so demoralizing to play against, and you can't kill it. You can never block it, and if your opponent ever draws 1 card off of it, it's just insane. So, while I agree that Eidolon's a cheaper card, and we're a little bit in the market for cheaper cards, I think Thief is just a phenomenally good card. So.
We got an on-color gate. I think that's all we take here. I'm not going to take the rapid hybridization. Maybe the gatekeepers will wheel, and we have enough gates to make it worth it. But I think the gate's what we want.
Agreed. We also have some double colors too. So, what is this?
Yeah, for sure. No. No. I mean. Yeah, but it's 7 mana. I don't know. What else would we take? I guess we take the land here because we did pick up some red spells. It might be worth.
Yeah, I think it's very unlikely we play red, but there's not a card in this pack I want in my deck. So
yeah,
take land.
It's less likely we play the 7 mana instant than we play red.
Right.
Oh my God! What are these packs? Everything here is terrible. At least for us. Windrider Patrol at least is a big flyer that draws and maybe gets us some guard selection. That's about the only thing here that's attractive. I definitely do not want a rapid hybridization. And like you said, the Naiad, it's a 3 mana clunky 2/2 flyer in our deck.
I agree we don't want to play any of these cards. I think a Scarab is not the worst thing ever. If we're looking at our checklist of things that we want, you're kind of constantly updating this checklist in your head of what do I need, what do I need, what do I need, and just random 2-drop that blocks something is reasonably high on that list. It's pretty bad, but I think
trade it off early, get a treasure out of it, cast one of the double black spells. Yeah, that makes sense. Cutthroat seems like an easy take here. I don't really love the card, but I don't know what else we'd take, and it plays well with our spells.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think that you know, we probably would play the Weird maybe as a good blocker, and Skirmisher is probably better than Scarab in a pinch, but I think Combo Favor is the best card there. So, thank God. I was gonna say, I think our entire wish list right now is simply just like another archaeologist.
Agree.
So that's fantastic for us. Not even gonna ask. I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah, no, I totally no. I same thought. Oh my God, another kill summon. We're not playing that. I don't think we're gonna play them, either one. Oh man, is it worth it to take Trespass here?
I don't think we're playing any of these cards, so just take the gems.
Gems. Oh, okay. So this is a good one. The Cruise or the Hound. I don't think we're going to cast 2 Cruises in this deck, but on the other hand, we want spells, and I think we're kind of inclined to take the Cruise here.
I agree. Yeah, I think Dreadhound's pretty sweet, honestly. Like, it has some cool Death Trigger stuff too, but like, I think because we got that second Archaeologist and the second Quicken, I think we're actually there on double Cruise. I think that's our deck for sure. So,
yeah.
It's a land.
And I mean, honestly, Cruise can be pretty fine even like late game as a 5-mana draw 3.
Right, for sure. Doesn't need to cost 1. So,
yeah, Gatekeeper's probably not going to play it. Take the blue one, I guess. Probably not going to play it, or we could take the Ingot. But I
think at this point, like, I
think we're basically done.
Like,
take the take the Weaver just in case, but I can't see why. Yeah, we're done.
Wow. Both twos table. Maybe I don't know. Honestly, I think we're gonna play one, but I think we're pretty good on playables. But interesting. Wow.
Oh my God.
We did it.
I guess the Eternalized creature is maybe a little better with the Erebos. With the Dictate.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't think we're gonna play either, but I could definitely play your cast too. So, all right. So let's close this up. All right. So laying it out, and I think that the Trespass and the Weird are cuts. So you usually play best of 1 or best of 3? Best of 1, right?
I usually play best of 1 on Arena, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my default is 16 lands in best of 1. Are you subscribe to that school of thought or no?
I do the same. I don't know if it works for me, but I do the same. I watch you all the time, so I just do it because you do it.
Sweet, yeah. I think with the hands of 16 lands is good. We're not a deck that wants to draw a lot of cards, so I think that 17 lands is interesting, but we have the Predation as like a land spell, so this is a land as far as I'm concerned. Any thoughts on
we're counting that as one of our... Huh?
Any thoughts on the deck build here?
All right. So we're at 23 without the Predation and without any lands.
Yep.
So we put the Predation in, we count that as a land. We're still at 23-17. We're gonna have 2 gates. So I don't think the gate cards are worth running for sure. Yeah, I don't know. What other black cards do we have? I don't think we want. Or, yeah, no, neither one of those is doable. We're not running the green. So the question is, do we run the Scarab? What's our creature count?
11.
Oh, I don't think we need to run the Scarab. I mean, especially considering we're making creatures. Hopefully, Lord willing. That thing can be... Yeah, I think we leave that thing in. Because it also combos really well with the Dictate. On both fronts, you get more creatures and you get a benefit out of sacking them. Of course, So we're at... That's 13, 14, 15...
This would
15
be...
lands?
This is 14. This is 17 lands right now. So this is a deck right now. It's 17 lands, including the Palaka Predation.
So the question is basically, do we cut a land for an extra 2-drop?
Yeah, I think that when it comes to the MDFCs, basically, if it's a card you are happy casting, it's a spell. If it's not a card you're happy casting, it's a land. I'm not particularly happy casting Coercion, so I think that it's a land. It's a land that will occasionally be a spell rather than vice versa. So I'm counting it as a land. I think 17 is fine here. I think my question marks right now are the Overlord itself. I think that you're correct in that like this card does serve an interesting role in our deck. It plays well to Dictate as a way to win the game and stuff. However, is that an effect that our deck needs right now?
I feel like it's not, because we're with the 3 Mystics and all the cantrips. I think we're trying to do like a faster thing than that, right? Like that's I don't know. We also have just a ton of kill spells, so I feel like we can play a really long game.
Yeah, I don't think it's about speed as much as about like what's the end of the game going to look like. Just like we're talking about in the draft, we're talking about like what's your deck's game plan going to look like. So it's about what's the end of the game going to look like, right? And like our end game is Aetherling and 3 Mystics, which is a really, really good end game. I think we're end card draw. We have 2 cruises, So like I think Overlord's unnecessary here. I would say if we didn't have an Aetherling in our pile, I might want to play the Overlord. But I think that given that we have Aetherling and 3/3 guys, I think that we're not going to play that. And then it comes down to what card do you want to add.
We're probably Trespass is Delve, right? But no, we're not going to run 3 Delve spells. I still don't think we have enough gates. I guess we play. Run. Did we already put the Halo Scarab in?
Scarab is not in yet.
I mean, Scarab's fine, right? Like you said, it trades off early. Can play well with the Erebos if we have it out. It gives us a treasure to cast it if we don't. I'm trying to think. Like, it doesn't really do much else in our deck, though. Is the problem?
Yeah, I think the options are mostly Scarab, Weird. I think Weird's totally playable, even as a blue creature. It just blocks really well, honestly.
Yeah.
So, and then there are the
Weird is
Gatekeepers. We could, in theory, just play the Izzet Guildgate and the Golgari Guildgate, get 4 gates in our deck, and try and play the Gatekeepers. But I just think our deck's too good for that. It's not necessary. So I think that our biggest issues and holes are, I think our late game's incredible. We have 2 Cruises, 3 Mystics, an Aetherling, and a bunch of rule spells. Read the Bones, mostly about staying alive. 2 Read the Bones in particular is that's a lot of life loss. It's definitely a little scary. So I think that Frostburn Weird is the choice here. So, and I think
in a long game, it's also a win con, because you clear the board and you've got all it left. You just dump all your mana into it and hit them for 4. So,
yeah, for sure.
Right? Isn't that what
it can
does?
hit too. So it's a fine creature. It's a fine card. So
usually just a blocker, but a blocker is kind of what we need. So
right.
That makes sense.
So I would say I'm pretty pleased with his deck. I do think it's pretty fun that we're playing Dictative Erebos in our 11 creature deck. I think it's kind of fun. But I think it makes sense. We have the 3 Mystics. We have the Necromancer. We're going to play long games, and this is a pretty good way to get ahead in long games, which is cool too. So this looks good to me.
Let's do it.
Gonna rock it. All right, sweet. So
let's do it.
Folks on Twitch and chat and YouTube, we'll do a prediction real fast and let you make your prediction. 7 wins, yay or nay. We are in silver or whatever. It's just me playing on a account that I've drafted on in a while. So, but prediction anyway. 7 wins. Place your bets and let us know what you think. And let's do it. All right, we're in. Chat coming out. Maybe get Brian in the corner. Brian, talk to me. Brian, are you a poker player?
I don't think we can keep this. I don't think. Even if we draw another land, we're not doing anything until 4. If we draw a black land, we can kill something on 3, but we want to hold the Odd Mixes until after the Mystic. I think we have to ship that.
Yeah, this is the kind of hand where I wish I played the format more. I've only played 3 or 4 drafts, and speed of the format wise, I think it is a bit of a slower format. We also have, I think we have 9 black sources, 2 Quickens. We're drawing to Weird, Thief, Double Archaeologist, Cutthroat, Double Quicken. I think we keep. Honestly, I think I'm a little deranged in my keep sometimes, but I think we're gonna keep.
Nah.
I think that I think the heuristic is great, obviously perfect. Fantastic. Well, we're around, obviously, but I think folks mulligan too often in limited. But I think I do take that heuristic too far occasionally. And obviously this is the literal stone worst, If they went gate, we're like stoked, you know. But then having the actual nuts here on the play or on the yeah, whatever is pretty rough. So, all right, might be a fast one. See what happens. Obviously, I haven't asked you what to do yet because there have been no choices to be made. So
no, it's fine. I mean, we land a Mystic next turn. It's going to be relatively hard for them to kill. Like even if they have Follow the Hammer, it doesn't do it. Jeez, that card.
All right.
All right. Well, we got no choices to cast a Mystic. I don't, hope that it blocks.
Yeah, I mean, if we draw a Swamp and they don't have the stones, we've got a chance here. But that was about the perfect start, both in general and against our deck. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, Davey, take it easy, all right?
I'm not even hurt. I'm just jealous.
Yeah, the thing is that we might have just lost this game anyway.
I'm trying quick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we can't cast the Quick, and we got to do the Mystic and pray.
Hope they have nothing left.
Are we DOB? I guess not. I mean, we can block the 4/3.
Hey, we're dead to basically anything. It's not a land, but
we just gotta hope somewhere in those 4 cards are not any one of 3 or 4 different common. Or that.
All right. I mean, so obviously Jim looks like an idiot. We didn't mulligan. We didn't cast any spells. Yada yada yada. There's a very good chance we just lose that game even with a good draw. That was pretty.
100%.
Pretty insane, and like there's definitely gonna be times where they just go like gate, 3 drop, or like specifically Wayfinder guy or whatever, and like our hand's totally fine, So yes, we could have mulligan there. I could definitely hear an argument for mulligan in that hand. I think keeping isn't egregious, but whatever. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna lose sometimes. So yeah, it is what it is. So on to our next game. All right, let's try it again. How about this hand? Is this hand better?
Much better. We got a weird we can cast. I like it. So we got a weird we can cast. We got a Mystic we can't cast. We can get a spell that hopefully we find some other spells first and we can cast it too.
Yeah, it's hard to ask for a better hand than this, honestly, I think, with our deck. Like, we have a 2-drop, keeps us alive. We got our Mystic. Yes, Cruise is not castable now, but like, it's a 7-card hand. We're going to draw 5 more cards over the course of the next few turns. So, so that's good. Point mulligans.
Maybe they'll be nice and burn a premium removal spell on our weird. Put something in the bin for Cruise.
It's kind of you can't really ignore this card. Blocks well, you know, so.
I mean, if we drop that on turn 2 and they don't have a blocker, they're going to really need to, because we can hit them for what, 3 with it?
We get 4 next turn. They do nothing.
Obviously,
they need to like not have a possible removal spell, but so on and so forth. But all right, so they play Forest, they play Swamp, they say go, they mulligant. I could finally talk to you now and ask you what should we do here, because it's not just like play a land and do nothing and die. So what are we doing here?
All right, so I don't think there's any benefit to playing the land because we want to play the Archaeologist afterwards anyway. So I think we just swing and see what they do, and then pump it once if they don't do anything.
Is there a -3/-3 in this set? I don't think there is, right? I don't think so.
No, and it's not in black-green anyway.
Oh, there's Bile Blight, but it's black-black. So yeah, I think we just pump here. Yeah, I would need a pretty strong reason to not pump here. But like if there is a common like last gasp, like 2 mana -3/-3, I could see not pumping here. But otherwise, I think we're in great shape. So cool. So let's play land. Archaeologist is great. Makes our Cruise look awesome.
Right.
Reveal creature.
Inconceivable!
Our 11 creature deck.
Pretty unlikely. I mean, the good news is that we have a 1/4 blocker and a Cruise, so it could be worse, I guess. But that was pretty unbelievable. But sure. They play Forest and say go. Now what?
Same deal. We're gonna attack. We're not gonna pump it at all because we want to play the Mystic. But man, I don't think we're playing around anything, so we just swing in.
Well, I think saying I don't think we're playing around everything is a very bad thing to say, basically ever in a game of Limited. You should always be asking yourself what's going on, right? So they kept 6, they mulliganed, but 6 cards, 3 mana. I think that saying what's going on here is a good question to ask. So, what do you think's going on here?
I mean, they could have their own Obnix. But if they do, I don't care. I mean, I'd rather they kill one of these creatures with it anyway, than the Mystic for sure. I'm trying to think what else they could do in black-green. Like you said, there's Bile Blight. Everything else in green requires them to have board presence. So I guess my point about not playing around it is just that, like, I don't care about losing these creatures necessarily, right? Like, I mean,
well, what creature do we not want to lose for sure?
We don't want to lose the weird, so maybe just swing in with the Archaeologist and keep the weird safe since we don't tend to pump it anyway. I guess that makes sense.
What's the Mystic? I think is the important card, right? So
if
we attack for 2, play Mystic, they cruelty it. That's a pretty bad exchange, right? So if we're worried about that exchange, it's our job to kind of figure out the puzzle of, okay, how can I make them do what they don't want to do, right? So I think the option our rope is going. We're going to attack. I think the play here is to pump our weird.
Force the Nyx out of their hand.
Right, try and bait them into using it. So I think we're not in any rush to cast this. I think one of the important things is like thinking about like the texture of a game, thinking about are we in a rush to do things. This is the kind of card you want to get value off of anyway. If we can play this on turn 7 and play a spell immediately and get a flyer off of it, awesome, that's much better too. So we have two options, we have 2 choices here to play around the removal spell. We can try and bait it out of them. And we can also just wait to play this too, because we're not in any rush, they aren't doing anything. So this is
or we could BM for 5.
Right, and this 5 damage is like a significant thing. So, and then the fail state of this is they don't play our removal spell, we just get it for 5. That's a quarter of a life total.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
And now they're kind of priced into the Obnix if they held on to it too.
Yeah, I mean, they would have cast it for damage, I think, but I think they're not going to do that now. And now what? They're 13 already, you know? This card's pretty good, you know, it does kind of hit, so they just do nothing. Awesome. So now, in your head, what does that say about their hand?
Okay, so they didn't. I think they would have cast some kind of removal of that. Even the Obnix, you burn it then because it saves 4 life. You can't take it every turn. They got big things. Okay, so they got big things. They're hoping to get a discount, and they're hoping to cast one of the 2-mana fight spells when it comes down. So that's why they didn't kill it, because they probably have the what do you call it? The +2/+2 and fight if you have a +4, a 4/4 creature, because that's like the thing to do in the Goreclaw deck. Okay. So we can. I think we can attack again. Just attack with the weird again, but do we work? I mean, they're going to kill the weird on the backswing anyway, so. Yeah, I think we just see
I'm very glad you came to the conclusion of attack, because I think that's definitely correct. We're not blocking with it. We'd happily trade.
Yeah.
We'd happily deal 4 here. I don't know if we're playing Mystic or not, because I think you're right. It just felt for a lot of things. And this is awesome for us. I think this is great.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's phenomenal. So
now we're happy. That's obviously like not the best exchange mana-wise. Like, you know, we have spent our turn mana to use, but like, again, it's important to think about the context of winning the battle versus winning the war, right? So in the battle for not wasting mana, we have lost that little battle. But our game plan's about the war. We just want the game to go really long. We have an Aetherling, Double Cruise, Mystic. They have no pressure. We're just, you know, and it's a little weird because like our kind of aggressive attacks in the last 2 turns are kind of like counterplay to that, in the sense that like we're being aggressive, but it's not about the damage we're dealing. It's about working towards that plan of like, well, we'll just play around their removal spells, make them deal with some stuff, and just make the game go longer that way. Which kind of is a little weird, because it makes sense.
No, we threw them way off curve now. I mean, they just spent a whole turn just grave digging.
Right. So cool.
So
draw land. Now
okay. So now we jam, for sure. How many cards in grave?
We have 4 cards in the bin.
All right, so it is 4 to cast Treasure Cruise. I think they want to spend their next turn rebuilding. So if we play the Mystic, we're probably okay. But if they kill it, we're completely screwed. I mean, I guess we still get to cast Cruise and draw a bunch of cards and hope we get something better. But I just don't see. I mean, I don't think we can just do nothing this turn. So I think we have to cast the Mystic.
I agree we can't do nothing, but I think it's a much better play. This card doesn't need to be cast for the minimum amount. I think we just tap 6 and draw 4. Draw 3, I mean. So we go into our next turn with 7 mana, a Mystic, and hopefully the cards we've drawn. I think that your earlier, postulation of them having possibly a fight spell or something like that is definitely possible. And if you just play Mystic and they just go land, Goreclaw, fight, that's terrible for us. We're not getting any value.
Yeah.
And we're in no pressure to do anything yet. We're kind of like still just chilling here. Nothing's really happening. We're at 20 life. We're in no rush. So maybe just cruise. 6 mana, draw 3. So we'll exile, what does it matter? I guess even no recursion. So exile these, draw some cards. And while this isn't like the best cruise of all time, again, the battle is spending your mana efficiently. 6 mana, draw 3 is not very good. The war is winning the long game and playing a better game overall. So we draw land, cruelty, and Aetherling. Awesome.
And we have enough mana to land the Aetherling safely next turn, right? Mm-hmm. It's 6, and then you just need 1 blue up to protect it.
So, play land 6, and they have Goreclaw. They have 4 cards left.
Alright, so do you fight a Philagi Archaeologist with your Goreclaw? Of course you don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what?
So, we could Mystic and try and kill Goreclaw. And, right, I think we have the mana for that.
Mm-hmm.
That... Oof. So we can either play Mystic and kill Goreclaw, or we can Aetherling and try and protect Aetherling. I think Goreclaw is... I think I want to kill Goreclaw because they can get a lot of value out of it next turn. If their hand's really clunky, they could drop 2 or 3 creatures if it's still here. So I think it makes sense. Yeah, and I guess we want to do it before combat in case we get to attack, right?
I think I agree with all of that. I think that playing Mystic and Cruelty is much better than playing Aetherling. This is a card that's better later in the game, better with more mana, so just wait. We're not in a rush.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah.
And then we could wait. Chat's saying, well, what if we wait for a fight spell? So, like, they go to fight, we'll kill it response. I think I disagree with that. I think your thought is best here of, like, if they just have 2 clunkers in their hand, say they have 2 5-drops, they both cost 3 now, and they get to cast it for free, it's not worth it. So, they're going to Devour Flesh in response, which is kind of awesome for us, because this card sucks anyway. We just gain 4 life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're...
And now we're just going to kill this.
I guess it wouldn't have mattered when they did it.
Yeah, there was no way for them to, like, finagle that into killing our Mystic, so...
Yeah.
Cool. So, this game is going awesome. We have, like, drawn 1,000 lands. I think it's fine. Obviously, this card's good with a lot of mana, and we have a bunch of card drawing, like, anyway, so... Rogue's Passage.
Ooh. Yeah, now I'm going to be really glad they didn't drop a bunch of big uns. I've gotten got by that card more than any other card in this format. Yeah,
so my arena opened day 1. My second deck was kind of a pile, honestly. But we just had, like, a bunch of high power creatures and Rogue's Passage and just, like, cheesed our way to day 2 with it. It was pretty cool, honestly. But, alright, so they play Keepsake Gorgon, 5 mana for a 2/3 Death Touch, 7 mana Monstrosity, kill something. Sure. We draw a swap.
Yeah,
sure.
They're gonna kill the Mystic for sure. No way to stop it. They got a 3/6 Death Toucher. So yeah, we hit them for 1. We play the Aetherling. We say go.
Yep. With 2, we have double protection too. So if they had like a Doom Blade in their hand, they like Gorgon it, we blink it, they kill it in response. They would have 3 removal spells to kill it now. So.
Well, they wouldn't have the mana either because the Monstrosity and the Gorgon's
it's 7. Sorry, it's not 5. Correct.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's all they can do this turn is try and. They're gonna kill the Mystic, but that's fine. The Mystic made us 1 creature. We got some value. We have no spells in hand, so whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty happy there. And this is a spot where, like, I think we're pretty ahead. And, like, I think that, like, them even just having 2 kill spells in their hand is... Oh, you could lose this game in a spot where, like, we're very unlikely to lose. So, there's a full cost Angler. That's a card that Goreclaw would have, a little bit cheaper. They're actually not going to kill the Mystic, which is pretty interesting. And, we're going to attack. Sure. They're not going to attack. Either way, whatever. I think we're good here. Aetherling's the kind of card where, like, if you've never actually seen it in play before, it's hard to necessarily quantify, like, how actual unbeatable it is. Like, so we could actually just block and blink, right?
First time.
Yeah, return Valve.
Uh-huh.
So because they...
yes, we can. I don't see why not.
Because they tapped out. If they had not tapped out and just had 6 open mana or 7 open mana, I would just take 2 here for sure. But
when does it come back? I should have looked at that. It comes back at the next end step. So okay, we're good. We're safe. All right. Yep. Came right back. Gas. All right. Well, let's take a look at their hand before we do anything else.
Pretty strong.
Make a flyer. Take a look at their hand. All right. Okay. Naturalist doesn't do anything. Husk does. Yeah, I guess we take the Naturalist anyway. Just take the bigger body.
I disagree.
I don't think we have. Okay.
This is just a 4/4. This has synergy pop potential, right? Say they have like, say they draw like Blood Artist, Big Token Maker, or something like that, or like, you know, it's just the kind of card that like could maybe do something, whereas this 4/4 is not going to do anything. I don't think so.
Okay.
Again, this is the kind of spot where we're like 95% to win. Let's just make sure we don't lose that extra 5% to some random crap. So we'll do everything we can to not lose it. So
we don't care about their big bodies because we're making flyers and we're going to beat them to death with Etherlings. So now we smack with Etherling, and then I think we have to activate to make it unblockable, and then pump it to as much as we can.
Can't stack damage, unfortunately, like Morphling back in the day. So, all right, so we're gonna pump it. This is 7 mana to activate. Yeah. We're gonna leave up 1 or 2 mana is the question to protect it. This is 7, 8. I think 1's probably fine.
Yeah, I don't think hitting him to 8, getting him down to 9 doesn't make any difference versus getting him down to 10, or getting him down to 8. Sorry, I did my math wrong.
Yeah, I don't think there's a card that can beat Aetherling with 1 mana up that they can draw off the top of their deck. I could be wrong because again, I'm not familiar with the format, but leaving 2 is definitely safer, you know, for sure. But like I think in the absence of, it might have been better to leave 2 up just in case, because I can't think of maybe this card I'm not thinking of, and like we're gonna win anyway. So, but
well, they only have the 7 mana, so if that's a land, then they don't have a second spell, and if it's a second spell, they can't cast
maybe
it anyway,
they have you know, a Read the Bones into 2 Doomblades or something like that, you know, like, or
yeah, that could do it.
It's not. It was just not. It's just not worth it. It's not worth 1 point of damage to you know. If they have some crazy corner case, then we could actually lose this game in a spot where we can literally never lose. So that's important, though. You know, I think that like it's easy to say like, that's so pedantic. Who cares? Whatever. It's like, just 2%. It's 2% or who cares? Like that's a lot of the difference between like a pro Magic player is and your average Magic player. Of like, you know, Reed Duke will win and or not lose those 2% of games, which adds up to a lot over the course of a long career. So they're gonna bestow whatever. Sure, I think this game's over now.
Yep.
We have unblockable 8, right? Yeah, so.
Yep. We don't need to block if they attack. Yep, don't care.
Cool. Aetherling, not so bad. All right. Cool.
Oh, we did it.
All right, sweet. So, that game, obviously, their deck was much worse than our first opponent, whatever, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. But when I'm coaching, I'm more concerned about what we're doing and thinking about the reason why we're doing the things that we're doing. I think that was a good game for that. So, cool. All right, back in. What do you got for me?
I think this is fine. We've got, it sucks that we don't have a black land, but we've got 2 creatures. We can get a spell. I think this is fine.
Yep, I agree. Things to do. No block yet, sure. And we have 9 black sources. We have multiple things to do that can block.
No. No, we don't need to cast the Obnix on 3 either.
Right. Okay. Rakdos.
All right, so we drew the Mystic, so we definitely want to play Archaeologist here.
Why?
I think we'd rather. Because we'd rather have more spells, right? If we're going to do a Mystic game, or do we want to? I mean, cut through it. I guess is more damage.
Yeah, I think in a vacuum, what you're thinking is correct. But like in the actual architecture of this game, like for the next few turns, like I don't think the spell we're going to get off this is going to matter that much. We can play this on turn 3. There's no rush to play Archaeologist to set this up, whereas like this just attacks for 2 and blocks. So I think we want to just cast the throw here.
So we just hold it up, say go.
Yep. You know, there's a real chance they just play tap land here and say go. We get it for 2 to 4 points of damage for nothing, which is for free, which is great. So.
Yeah.
And again, it's important to think with a game like that, where like you're like, well, Jim, you're playing control deck. Let's win the long game. Why bother getting in those points of damage? Because it changes how your opponent plays. You know, like. You don't never attack when you're playing control deck. You just, you know, your stance is defensive, but you still want to find shots to get things in. If we deal 8 point damage with this cutthroat, it's going to completely change how they play the mid game. So, might just die here. Don't care. Not an important part of our plan. And then also, they don't know that. For all they know, we're a blue-white tempo deck, you know? So, cool. So they kill it. Great. Good exchange for this.
Should have killed it fast.
Draw a swamp.
Hey, we drew the black. Okay. Yeah, so I guess now we play the Archaeologist. I don't think we want to hold up Obnix on turn 3.
All right, play the Archaeologist. We hit Scatter Cruise Land.
I think we take the Cruise. The Scatter's so much worse when they know you have it, and it just doesn't. We're also just would have to hold up mana for so many turns to be able to cast it. I don't know. I'm thinking we take the Cruise.
Agree strongly. Yeah, I don't think it's remotely close, honestly. Like, the Cruise is a much more powerful card. We want to get the Mystic going. We want to make land drops. We want to get the game to go longer. And you're correct. I think that, like, a common League players have is, like, face-upping a counterspell. Like, you know, where they explore and, like, leave negate on top of their deck. And now your opponent knows you have it, which is rough. So, all right. The double Raptor draw.
Okay. This is a tough one. So obviously, if we play the Mystic, how many cards in grave? We got 3. So if we play the Mystic, we can, and we draw a land, then we can play the Treasure Cruise, or we can play an Obnix. They probably want to play a creature this turn if they just drop the 2 evolved creatures, but that doesn't mean they won't take a turn off to kill the Mystic if we play it. But I think if we do nothing this turn, we fall too far behind because they'll start smacking us in the face. So I think we play the Mystic and pray.
Agree. I don't think it's pray. I think you just play the Mystic. If they kill it, you're correct. They wasted their turn, didn't do their stuff, and now you have an unimpeded turn to cast our card draw spell, which is great. So, like, you know, best case scenario, Mystic lives, we just destroy them. Worst case scenario, they kill it and just didn't do anything to affect their board, and we just play Cruise. Or just
you do that.
Nothing is cool too. All right, so now what?
Okay, can we cast Cruise? I think we can, right?
We can now.
I did my math last time.
5 mana, 3.
Yeah, we cast Cruise. Yeah, we cast Cruise. I don't think we want to kill either of those 2 things. We want to get our value off the Mystic now while we can.
Now,
do we want to attack first?
I think. Hold on a second. Let's stop and think about what they're doing a little bit over here, right? So they missed the land drop. So you're making the conclusion that they just are mana screwed. They missed the land drop. Let's pounce. Is that your current aspiration?
Right. That's what I'm thinking, but they also are holding up a counter spell, or could be.
Right. In this scenario where they have nothing and they miss a land drop, we're already in good shape. Let's not give them the opportunity to get back into this game, right? If we fire off a Cruise here, we just counter it, untap, play a good creature, pump these up an attack. That's the start of the game turning back into their favor when we're currently ahead. I think we just chill here.
Okay.
I think attacking is fine, but I think we're going to wait on the Cruise. We have other things we can do. We can kill a thing. We even just kill a Raptor and step, make it a thing. That makes Cruise cheaper, makes our future turn better. I just don't think we're really in a rush here. Again, I don't know the format that well. I don't know what common counter spells there are. Sure. But right now, this is a spot where, as a good limited player, I used to have an emergency meeting button, like, you know, in Among Us, it goes, emergency meeting. Like, this is a spot where I would hit that button. It's on my soundboard right now. But because you really need to stop and think in spots like this. This is where good limited players, their senses go off and they go, what are you doing? You know, what's going on here? You know? And it might be nothing, but in the cases where it's not nothing, you get in trouble. Yeah, bring it back. I know I should do that. So we're just like, all right, so they have no end step effect that can lead credence to a counterspell possibly if they play Scab. So this is obviously like awesome for us, right? So they play Scab, go over stuff, we kill the Scab, and now we're even better for cruising next turn.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, so do you want to kill Scab or Raptor?
Scab is more damage right now, so Scab. We're gonna want to kill one of these Raptors eventually. they get pretty annoying.
Yeah, I think it's why
I
kill
think we
Scab.
want
I
to
think it's
kill.
fine. I agree. We also can
We're
possibly
also gonna have an
a
extra flyer. This is an attack.
Kill that.
Yeah.
Take 2. And on tap, we draw a land. So now we got 4 in the bin for Cruise.
Okay, so now I think they're tapped out. It's a little safer to cast the Cruise. And I don't think we want to save up mana for Obnix. Yeah. So yeah, I think we want to And we don't want to cast the Aetherling for sure. So I think we want to cast the Cruise.
So we can cast the Nectar Cruelty into the Cruise. We have 3, and then we have 5 in the yard, and then 3. Would you like to do that, or
yeah.
like the Cruise?
So that gives us an extra flyer. Like I said, their flyers will become annoying. Yeah, I think I'm down for that, because if we're trying to put out flyers, we don't want them to have flyers. So yeah, I think I'm down for that.
Yeah, I think this maximizes our mana. It maximizes our output on birds. Like, we're likely to draw more kill spells. Is all we really have, you know. So
yeah,
we just kill that, just crank it. You know, this is a great turn for us.
Yeah.
All right, so take a bird, draw some cards, gas. Cool.
Hey, there's Quicken. Oh, we can Quicken the Palaka Predation too.
We can. That is
cool.
that is very fun. I agree with that. Okay, so draw another Cruelty. They missed another land drop. I think at this point we're in pretty good shape, but now what do you want to do?
We could Quicken the Predation, but I think we just want to look at their hand.
Chat just pointed out a thing that I missed while I was talking. If we had killed the Scab with the -5/-5 with the Evolves in the stack, it would have. I think the Evolve would have seen it as a -2, -3, whatever creature, and not evolved. I think that's true. Missed it. Whatever. Point in chat. So I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Yeah. I think we want to take a look at their hand.
You don't want to do the quicken play?
Well, we don't have to do it in that order. I mean, if we're going to cast the Palaka at sorcery speed anyway, because I want to look at their hand before I attack, I think.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's cute, but I think we just want to Thoughtseize. We'll just Thoughtseize. I think we're probably going to Cruelty also. We'll just see what they got going on. So their hand is, oh my god, Double Tremble, Gorgon, Mystic, Argomancer, P, and Kieran Nalar. Our clock is very low, so
I think we take P and Kieran. We take P and Kieran for sure. Are they? Where are they at? They don't have. I got the other ones castable, but whatever.
I think they just.
It's fine.
More, so honestly.
Yeah, agreed. Hit him.
Cypher 0. Make a land drop this turn. You did, right?
Yep.
Yes, you did.
Yep, we did.
Go. Yeah,
we're good. So we can fire off the Quicken on their end step. Get another bird.
There aren't that many supers in this set, I would imagine. So yeah, sure, that's fine. So obviously they're kind of mastering that game, but I think that game is a good illustration of like, it's very, very easy to just be like, oh, they're meta screwed, play this, play that, and kind of just play loose. And like, they didn't have a counter spell, sure, it would have been fine. But if you cast the Cruise there and they counter it, untap, play land 4, play P and Nalar, we like could definitely lose that game, you know?
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, I think that it's important to have that game sense for that too, so. All right.
I'm 38.
Okay. All right. So what do we got? What do we got here?
This is fine. We got 2 Archaeologists and a removal spell. I think this is great.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. So I will go.
And
A hissing quagmire, old school creature land. We drop Predation.
so I guess we
What's up?
play. Just an island and an Archaeologist.
Why not swamp?
Well, I don't know why give it away that we're black.
That's what I like. Love it. That's honestly, you said that very nonchalantly. That's excellent instinct, because like a lot of people will be like, well, why not? Who cares? But like, correct. It's information. We also have Frostburn Weird in our deck, the blue card. So you might want to go Frostburn Weird and a tap land on turn 3. But great, very good.
I mean, I say that as we're about to mill 4 cards out of our deck, but
yeah, that is
hey,
true.
maybe
but...
they won't be. Yeah.
Right,
We have 2 swamps. Why we take the Dictate? We take the Dictate. We already have a removal spell. We have 2 swamps. We take the Dictate.
I agree. 2 swamps. Also, the most importantly, we have 2 creatures. We just have these shitter O3s hanging out. And like, this makes really good use of them too. It does suck to show it a little bit, but whatever. Still a powerful card, so I agree with Dictate here.
Yeah.
Cures Folly.
All right. So now I think we just want to play another Archaeologist. Do we want to play the tapped land is the question. We don't have any payoffs right now for casting spells. And we might be in a space where we really want to get that 5th land when we go to cast the Dictate, but I don't think the risk is worth it right now. So I think we do just a Swamp and an Archaeologist.
There are 2 other options there that are pretty valid. We could kill the Curious Follower, we're just going to ramp them in theory. Or we could just cast the Predation also.
I kind of like killing the Follower, actually. It's a 2/2. And yeah, I like killing the Follower if we're going to do that. Because I think it's a 2/2, it ramps them. You want a Predation?
I think I disagree. I think that Predation and Cruelty handle the ramp pretty well. You know, the Bolt the Bird heuristic is like, I think, one of my least favorite heuristics in all of Magic. Where, like, I think it's wrong a lot of the time. Because, like, we can just take the good card and then kill the good card, we're fine. So, they have a Nest and a District Guide.
Okay, so we take the Nest for sure. And then they're just going to be ramping to nothing, so.
Honestly, I want to take the Guide. So, I think that the Nest is a better card. But is it good against us? Uh-oh. Brian, are you there? We lost Brian. Brian, no! Where's Brian? Where are we? Oh, you're back. All right, good. Are you there?
Yeah. I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, right. Yeah, you just like lag spiked or whatever. So, yeah. So Hornet's Nest is it like we're not really attacking into it. The only scary thing with this card is they have some way to like kill it themselves, like and deal 5 to it. Even then, we have a way to kill it anyway.
Yeah, fight spells, but they don't have any of that in their hand. Okay.
Right.
All right. I think we play another Archaeologist and hold up the Quicken. I don't think we want to kill either of these 2 things now that we know what's in their hand.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We also have 3 in the bin, 6. So if we whiff here, we could cast Cruise.
Yeah.
I prefer not to whiff, honestly, but. All right. Woo! Eaters.
Hey, another Quicken's fine. Same deal with the Counterspell. I think we take the 1 Quicken because we already have. Yeah, it's 2 more cantrips. Why not? I don't think we're going to cast 2 Cruises.
Why not?
You think so? Okay, take the Cruise.
We're not going anywhere for a while, right? Like, you know, I think
all right.
I think second Cruise is great here, honestly. So let's play this. Just say go. And
especially with the Swamp in hand, so we can't do them both. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just like, you know, we'll fire up a Quicken. The first Cruise is going to be cheap. It doesn't need to be all the way cheap, though. We can just, like, play it for 4 and play the next one for 4, too, you know? So, all right, so our last card's Consider. They have land, Nest, and they're casting Consider. They keep the card on top, so they wanted that card. So, important to be aware of. All right, Guild Gate. The Counterspell, the problem with taking the Counterspell is, you take the Counterspell and then what? We just leave it blue for the rest of the game, and like it's face up. We can't do we can't really like facilitate our game plan in any way. I just don't think it's very good. We have answers to things, you know. So here's Old Mangles, a little haster, a little downshift to common, in for 3.
Yeah. I don't think we want to block until the Dictate comes out.
Okay, so I agree. So there's like a tension here of like we block, our Cruise is cheaper. But I think you're right. I think I favor Dictate here. However, we're going to cast it anyway, right? Let's cast it before blocks. And maybe it changes our opinion.
Yeah.
Let me draw a Mystic. Okay. So now we got 6 in the bin. So I agree, no blocks. And then I think
so now best possible draws. Yeah, I was going to say land, please. Okay, so we did not draw the land. We got 6 cards in bin. Do we want to cast a Cruise for 2 and hold up the Cutthroat? That might. Or do we want to drop the Mystic? We know they don't have anything in hand, right? They only have the. Yeah, I think we drop the Mystic here because even if they have like the fight spell for the Hornet Nest, which is probably what they want for removal anyway, it's not going to kill the Mystic, and they're only going to get 1 Hornet out of it. So I think we play the Mystic.
I think I agree. I think that it sucks that I make a land drop this turn with all these card draw spells in our hand and stuff, but I think the highest upside's Mystic by far. I think I agree. So it even threatens to block the 3/3 like And then if we get to untap with Mythic in play, we're gonna go nuts. So good chance we can cast Cruise and Cruelty next turn, draw Lambing, play Dictate, like, so consider again. Jeez. I wish
Ooh. Yeah, I wish we had to consider.
Yeah. I don't think we saw it consider the entire draft. So
yeah, it's one of those cards that's always there for. There's always 5 of them when you don't need it,
right?
And none when you do.
All right, so play a land.
So 2 unknown cards. If they play the Hornet Nest here, I think that's a really good sign for us.
They're specifically tapping a black and a blue. They do have 2 Cures followers. In play,
Interesting. Yeah.
All right, they're tapping a lot.
And Arena won't do this for you, so that's why.
Tapping a lot of mana. Jeez.
Oh, triple blue. Oh, this is going to be bad. Yeah. We don't quite have a way to kill it, but we just got the Dictate out, so maybe.
Okay.
Ooh.
Want a tap land?
Tap land's
So,
not good. Okay, I think we're going to want to fire off at least 1 cruise, make a blocker for the 6/6 for sure. So I guess we probably maybe want to do that before we do anything else. All right? I mean, we can't kill anything with the Cruelty. I guess killing the Mangler we might want to do. Honestly,
that, like,
that might be a better plan.
Right now, we're trying to figure
it.
out how are we gonna deal with this. You know, it's 6/6. It's -5/-5. You can try and block it, but they can pump it. I think I agree. We're just starting with Cruise.
Okay.
Draw this lands. Okay, so our clock's really low. So we're gonna play land. Just gonna say go.
We're holding up Cutthroat and holding up the...
Yeah, so we can get to a point where we're dictating and try and kill the Sphinx. They obviously have 3 other creatures in play, which is tough, and a fodder creature in their hand. It's a pretty ideal card to play, like must kill 6/6.
Oh,
Play a
there it goes.
Punch. Fights +2/+2.
So it'll be an 8/8. If we shrink it, it won't kill it.
This is actually a pretty blowout moment here.
Yep.
No,
yeah,
for us. This is very good for us.
Oh, it is? How?
Oh, wait, never mind. They can draw a card. It's close to being really good. If we shrink it before the fight, the Ferocious won't go off. And it'll be a 1/1 fighting a 1/1. But they can just pump and draw a card. So
no, it'll still be a 2/2 then.
Right, it'll live. So yeah, so I mean, you don't want to do it. It was very close to being good, but I think it's not. So that's fine.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, almost insane, but
that's why Sphinx is so good. All right. Well, this is gonna hurt.
yeah.
I feel like the best draw in our deck right now is a Quicken, because we could flash out the Dictate and Quicken in a 1/1 the next time they swing in with it. I mean, you know, just buys time. How do we kill that thing? I don't think we have anything that'll do it.
I think we should maybe cast this Cruelty and make a blocker.
Okay, well, let's do it on the 3/3 then, so it exiles.
Right. Like, so we should have a blocker for the Dictate. We can start getting that going.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
I
makes
think
sense.
that's where we're at. So let's make a token. We're at 8. And then they have 1 unknown. Because obviously they can draw a bunch of cards next turn too, so it's like really tough. But
Yeah.
if we drew a second Cruelty, if our next draw type is exactly second Cruelty, it sucks. But like whatever. So why you gotta hog all the considers, friend? Hopefully they bin this card. Lemons, thanks to the raid, appreciate it. All right, they bin a land. All right, so bin a land, draw a card. I mean, a land just draws another card for them, so. They draw a Jessin Thief, which is not super exciting.
Okay. I mean, I guess we play the tap land and hold up the dictate. I don't know what else we could do. I don't know. I mean, I guess playing out more creatures won't really do anything because they're attacking us in the air. So I think we gotta just hold up the dictate, hope to force them to play the Hornet's Nest, and I don't know.
So one important factor here is they know about this. It's like there's no reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason. I guess there's no reason to make. I mean, if they have like a sorcery speed enchantment spell, I guess, but like, is that more likely than a counter spell? Maybe it is.
In green, it can be.
And they're blue also.
There's a creature that sacks to kill an enchantment, but it's white.
There's also the naturalist we saw last game, but that's in a different match, obviously. So I don't know. I'm just gonna guess it. Whatever. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know the format well enough. So
Yeah, because they could have a counter too,
Right.
and that would be a terrible blowout. And a counter, I think, is much more likely than instant.
I guess
sorcery
there's an
speed.
argument for like maybe they don't play into us with all this open mana, but now if they draw a kill spell, they'll just kill the bird and kill us.
Even if they kill the bird,
honestly,
we
we
still gotta-
it's,
Yeah, no, they
we
kill
kind
the
of ran out
bird,
of
yeah.
time. I hadn't really made a choice yet until we had to make a play. So I think maybe holding it just better actually, but something bad's happening here. So
Something very bad is happening. It could be just the big elf. They made a point of tapping 4 different colors.
yeah, but they don't need more than 5 mana for that though, right? They got 6,
Nope.
7 floating.
No, they do. Yeah, they do need 5. They have 6 floating. Ugh.
That's 7.
That's
8.
out.
Oh my god.
Maybe they're just gonna draw a bunch of cards. Just draw a bunch of cards.
Shipbreaker Kraken.
That's actually not so
Monstrous tap
bad.
4 things. Ah, that wasn't that bad. They just played
I
some idiots.
mean, it's gonna be though, because now they got more than enough sack fodder.
Yeah, but like, I think we have a chance to like name his hack. Sure.
Okay. Well, I guess they're afraid of the dictate.
I mean,
Uh,
we just die next turn. But all right, so I think that like them just drawing 3 cards would have been much better than playing these 2 cards. But this taps 4 things. I guess they're probably screwed here, but they.
well, I think we got to fire off the cruise to see if we can get an instant and hope to make. I mean, I think we die anyway to it because we'd have to have 2 instants.
Well, we have no 1 mana instants anymore. The both Wiccans are gone. I think you should play creatures here actually.
Yeah.
Like, because they tap the flyer. If they tap the flyer, they can't afford to kill us. We go to 1, and then we just play a bunch of blockers so they can't get through. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do stuff. Clock's a little low.
Yeah, go for it.
So play
Can we
this to
still
go.
cast the cruise? No,
We have a
probably.
surprise.
Yeah,
We have a surprise blocker also. So
So they dump all their mana into that. They tap down the flyer, and I guess the 2 0-3s and the 1-4 swing and force us to chump with the Mystic and the Thief.
yeah, they
then
also
they
don't know
gotta
we
lose
have
2
this
things.
too. So it's an extra blocker.
Yeah.
They could have like tapped and they had lethal on board. They could have tried to kill us, but all right. So they play Nest, which is good sack fodder, unfortunately. Sun taps any permanent, right? Yeah. So. And now we're trying to cruise into like. Got much. We actually like want something to die here, so cruise is better. So
We have a Gust in our deck, right?
no.
Take it.
Unfortunately, a 6/6 flyer is pretty good against us.
Yeah.
We don't actually have a way to remove it.
We should be able to block it forever, but...
Right. Yeah, if we change the spells together, sure. But obviously, it's good with Dictate as well. But they're in cruelty of the birth. Well, that just kills us. So
Which doesn't even trigger our Dictate. Yep. And we're dead. Man.
all right. Tough game.
Yeah.
Might be a game I want to like go back and watch. Maybe I don't think that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like just lined up awkwardly for us, but yeah, I'm not sure. So GG. All right, what's up?
Boy, that's a tough one. I feel like this is a very bad hand, right? Because it's like we're just not doing anything but killing stuff and drawing cards, but I guess maybe that's fine. What's wrong with that, right?
That's what our deck is, right?
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, you know, obviously if they play like a Raise the Alarm into a Hordeling Outburst or whatever, like we're gonna get obliterated, like, you know, this card's in the format. But like I've seen like some token makers, but kill, draw is what we're trying to do. So,
and we're on the play too, which I think makes a huge difference. Because if we do have the nut draw, we can shut it down.
With the Bones is obviously clunky, but you know, stay alive, draw cards, plan that works.
Clunky or not, if they don't do something, we're probably casting it next turn.
All right, so they've been a cruise. Thoughts on that?
Bend a cruise. So obviously they're saying they have more than enough cards in their hand. They might have another cruise in their hand that they're trying to cast, or they could have Archaeomancer that fetches an instant back. Maybe they're just trying to get to lands. Yeah, it could be any of those.
Yeah, I think that they need lands probably, and already has some sort of like late game plan. Just, you know, they're planning on playing a longer game, and they don't feel like they need this or whatever. So, all right, so we're bonesing.
I think we keep. No, we don't want the Quicken. I think it doesn't do anything now, right? I mean, I guess we can Quicken into a Read the Bones. We want to do that 2 turns in a row. I don't think we do. I guess the Quicken. I guess we can hold up an Ob Nix and a Quicken, but like, wouldn't we just rather have any other card in our deck?
Not with a cruise in our hand, I don't think. And like,
no, good point. Yeah.
And playing Read the Bones at instant speed mitigates a lot of the downside of Read the Bones. Of like, you know, you're just tapping all your lands, taking damage.
Yeah, that makes sense. We can at least like, so we can play a land here, do nothing, and see what they do.
Quads. So they play a Cutthroat in their main phase and say go. So why would they do that? It's a weird thing to do.
Respecting a counterspell?
Yep, I think I agree. I think it's like the most. I mean, they could have also just like have not Rose-Headed Flash, something like that. But like, yeah, I think that makes sense. So that read from them informs us a little bit. So now us saying go is even better, right? Because now you have this instant card draw spell, and they might not play their Murmuring Mystic or whatever it might be. You know, we have kill spells too, but
yeah, no, that's good.
All right, so taking 2.
Yep.
And saying go.
All right, Quicken into the Bones.
I agree.
Just draw infinite cards. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, we can kill it in response, right?
It looked more terrifying than it was, but sure.
Yeah, all right. Well, I guess we're quickening into Ob Nix.
All right, well, that's on me, I guess. It didn't give me priority to cast the Ob Nix, which is cruelty.
Oh, okay.
So I
we still want to kill it. I don't want to get
because
like,
you typically don't. That's really, really annoying. We just gave them a card for free. Kind of a shitty way to go here. That's I don't know what to say. That just sucks. Yeah, that's
right, so where are we on that cruise?
That's a spot where if you asked me on Arena, if you end step a card draw spell and they play Notion Thief and you want to kill it in response, we'll give you priority back. I would say probably not, but in actually just the natural flow of playing the game, like, just wouldn't think about it. So that sucks. That's probably gonna cost us the game. Honestly, we just spent 1 blue to make us discard and them draw. We didn't need to do that, but whatever. So draw Cutthroat. Now what?
Now, all right, so they have 5 cards in hand. We have 3 kill spells. Hope they're still respecting a counter spell. Maybe just say go. I think we just say go.
I think saying go here would be a terrible mistake. We haven't made a land drop this turn. So like we have to make land drops here. Ideally, we're just like gonna draw into a land like Cutthroat. So here's Necromancer and Mystic.
Bottom them both if we're trying to get a land, I guess. Or do we want to...
I kind of want the Mystic. But it's very, very close.
Yeah, no, I think we leave the Mystic on top. The other one could be a land. And if not, we have Mystic into kill spells for days next turn.
The thing is, Mystic isn't good without lands. I think we should bottom both. Like, because without a land, Mystic isn't even that good. We're just going to play it, and then it's just going to die or whatever. So I think we should just bottom both. Alright. So next card was a land. Whatever, it's fine.
Alright, that's pretty cool, though, because we can flash out the little dude and on their end step, and then have the dictate up.
I think go to block, actually.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know. Because I want to make my cruise cheaper, too. They also,
no, that makes sense.
They're upping spells, too. So I don't know if this dictate's going to matter in this game that much. We're 14 going to 12 if we don't block. I kind of want to block.
Yeah.
We're not, like, short of killing things. This game's more about cruise, I think. So, here's a control. So, that one.
We got 5 in bin, so we can do them both. We can kill it and cruise. So let's cruise first.
We've got 1 tap land in our deck. No 1 mana spells. I think I agree. Notion Thief is pretty close to this. Alright.
Yeah.
Scatter Archaeologist.
I think we say go and see what they do, but we'll play the Archaeologist. Is super mana inefficient. It doesn't block the 4/4 anyway, but it might get us a better spell. But we already have 3 kill spells, so I don't know what spells are going to be better.
The problem is, there's no reason to say go here for 2 reasons. One, we know what they're going to do. They're just going to move combat attack, right?
Right.
And we can't take 4 with them scry, so like, just cast it. It also worth a file of a counter spell too, so you just can't afford to take 4 damage there. So counter spells are awkward and limited. I'm not a huge fan of counter spells and limited. They have their places, but they are awkward at times to use for sure. So gonna kill it. Our hand's great too. We've got like two more kill spells. Dictate's awkward in a matchup like this, but still fine. Counter spell and an Archaeologist. If we get to untap safely here, I feel pretty good about this game. An Archaeologist can find us another cruise. So sure. And a cruise of their own. So all right.
Okay. So I think we Archaeologist first. See what we get.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh, that could not have gone worse. Okay. Yeah, swamp and say go.
It's definitely a downside to our Archaeologists. Like Aetherling is a pretty important part of our game plan, so we now have. I mean, we have 3 Mystics in our deck, but.
Now we're just playing Dan. I think we want to flash out the Dictate here.
I agree.
Right?
If they
already
were to
said
counter
don't do
it,
anything,
it's
that's
whatever.
yeah.
So it's not bad.
Let them do it. Oh, that's pretty gas, right? Take a look at what they got going on.
This is 6 mana to do the thing. Okay, sure. Yeah, I agree we should cast this. So take a look. Their hand is Essence Scatter. Essence Scatter. God of Deception, 5 mana, 4/7, indestructible. Devotion makes it a creature. Creatures you control have tapped to mill for toughness. Illusionary Angel and Thoughtseize.
I think we take the Angel. If they Thoughtseize us, they can only get 1 of our kill spells. The creature doesn't actually do anything. I think we just take the Angel, right? Like that. If they don't have another creature, that thing won't do anything. And then we have the Dictate if they do manage to animate it anyway, I guess.
I think that you're thinking about this turn and not like 8 turns from now or 10 turns from now, because this game is going to go on for a very long time. If this thing's in play, we can't remove it, and every creature they play will mill us. And like, I think we have two cruelties in our hand to kill this. I think it's fine. It's hard for them to cast it anyway, so I think we want to take the god here, and the god's going to actually lose too. So let me attack for 1, and then if they thought seize us, we probably just counter it. This is the card they would take anyway. And then we just cruelty their angel and just keep attacking for 1. I guess these scatters are pretty awkward.
Yep. Got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Archaeologist is got to turn it Indiana Jones here.
Hey, okay, so they're gonna counter that is the problem. So we can't play it. So I think we just kill their angel and hit them for 1.
I agree. So you do not want to play the thief, is that correct?
Yeah, they'll just counter. They have 2 counters, so we're not even gonna benefit from them burning 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can just wait. Try to find a better spot. Say tap out or something or whatever else it might be.
Just beat them down slowly. Here we go. Hit them for 1. Say go.
Dun, 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 dun. Unfortunately, our damage clock is below our deck clock. We're at only 14 cards left, but okay,
It's a hit.
Something to work towards.
All right, so we hit it. Well, okay, they still have the 2 counters. Let's cast the Mystic. Get them to counter it. I'd much rather they counter the thing that makes flyers than the thing that draws cards.
I disagree pretty strongly.
You
If we
think?
can Mystic and make 2 tokens, that'll win us the game, I think. Like, whereas the Thief, I mean, I think Mystic. I think that we cards actually win the game. Aetherling is gone. We have more of these too, but yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think we have 9 mana.
And we do want them to counter something here, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna cast the Thief. It's hard to like.
Yeah.
I think waiting last turn was fine because we could probably maybe like set up a sequence where we can do multiple things in a turn. But
Yeah.
we don't have mana to really do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, decking is
At
also
this
a
point, they
concern
have
too.
so much mana.
Okay, this is fun.
Yep. Birds, not good.
Token response, they get no tokens, it's fine. So
Hey, let them get the tokens and kill it then. Either way works.
oh sure, that's how it works, right? Sure, that's fair.
Either way works.
Alright, well
I just don't think we play the Mystic. What's the point?
we should wait, yeah, for sure. I actually screwed up. I shouldn't have played this land. Because they have there's like the common discard horror or whatever card. But whatever.
Dinroba. Hey, that's a hit. Okay, so now we play the Cruise, because again, if we play the Mystic first, they just counter it. Although maybe, yeah, no, I think we play the Cruise. Now we got more than enough in our grave.
Oh shit! No! It's not to do. Fucking god, stupid. Oh, thank God! All right.
That's all right.
It puts the cards back 1 at a time. Are you kidding me? Come on. Let's get rid of here.
What an interface. We don't have any way to get the Aetherling back, right?
I don't know, honestly.
We should maybe then I think there is like, no, I'm thinking of Foundations as the Rise of the Dark Realms or whatever in it.
Oh, to steal a creature? That's fair, sure.
So, yeah, if they reanimate every graveyard, I'd rather they don't get our Aetherling.
Alright, so
But I don't think there's an effect like that here.
They vision for that. They got the card on top though. Which is scary. Vision again. What is going on here? They've now seen their entire deck, basically. So they have 13 cards left. They find another Essence Scatter. And we draw land, quicken land. Okay. I think we're gonna deck this game. Honestly. We have 8 cards in our deck. Those cards are Archaeologist, Frostburn Weird, Thief, Predation. Did we cast Predation already? Yeah.
We have 2, I think, didn't we? No?
No, I only have 1.
Maybe, I don't know.
Necromancer, 2 Mystics. So, yeah. Their Essence Scatters just like cover our entire deck. They have more scatters than green creatures practically. All right, well, tap and draw land. Cool. This is fun. It's a fun game.
What a game of Magic.
Yeah, milling that Aether lane was pretty tough.
Do we want to just fire this quicken off? I guess not. We don't want to deck, right?
We also, I think we need to like make value out of our Mystics too. So this is ridiculous. I mean, if our bottom, right now our bottom 4 of our bottom 5, or 5 of our bottom 6 cards are all spells. We might not even be able to win it here, honestly. Like, we're getting out-controlled. It all goes back to that Notion Thief, you know? Oh, come on.
That Notion Thief. That'll do it.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, they're +1 or -1 cards for this game, which
yeah.
Get both scatters up. You can't even cast this returning deck. Oh man, what a draft. What a game. Maybe they screw up and counter it.
Yeah, come on. It's not even a screw up if they counter it. They have 2 counters.
They didn't screw up and counter. I mean, like, I want them to, we don't want to mill, obviously. We just want to try to rest them for a counter spell. So our last 2 cards are Necromancer and Mystic. All right, GG, I guess. GG. All right, so not the most successful draft. We went 2 and 3, not ideal, but I think that I mean, again, I don't know like format-wise, like how good our deck was in this format or whatever. I think more importantly, like I think that we just got to discuss some good things or whatever, which is good. Thoughts or comments on the deck and the draft?
Yeah, it's a tough archetype for this format for sure because the heroic decks do kind of put a pretty. It can be pretty fast. Like we saw that in the first game. Now, like you said, I don't know if you even can like beat that draw necessarily for that deck, or if there's anything to do for it. So it's not an archetype I've done before. But like I think every decision we made in the draft made sense. Because like at some point, once you get that 3rd Murmuring Mystic, like that's your deck. Like you have to do that. And I think we just never really had the good Murmuring Mystic draw, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean I think we picked a rough archetype, but I learned a lot from, I mean I think that would have been an 0-3 for me for sure. Because there were a lot of points where I wanted to do some things that were different.
Yeah, so I think that the draft itself, I'm not confident about. If we had like Siggy or someone watch that draft back, I'm sure there's spots we could take different cards. But I think that the best part of the session was the gameplay. There were a lot of spots where we were pointing out cool things. Playing a slow deck like this with a certain plan does lead to a lot of interesting spots where like you're focusing on certain things, yada yada yada, which is good also. I mean, 3 losses. Yep. We lost to the Nut Draw from Boros. We lost to the Sphinx, which like lined up really well against us, just like awkwardly. We just had these like -5/-5 instead of Doom Blades.
We lost to 2 Sphinxes.
Right, and the Sphinx again, and the scatters and stuff. I don't know how that last game would have went if at Notion Thief had worked properly for us. Again, -1/+1 cards are a pretty big deal. So it was a 2-card disadvantage for the start of the game. But yeah, overall, fun draft. I think some cool things to talk about or whatever. And thanks for coming on. Honestly, appreciate having you on. Yep. I wish you luck in your limited endeavors, and thanks for watching the show. Obviously, of course, you chose me as a person to do the thing for with Nerd Girls Things. That's awesome. And I'll maybe see you in Denver. I've decided if I'm going or not yet. But any parting words or parting thoughts?
Thank you so much for your time, Jim. This was really, really helpful. I appreciate it.
Awesome, sweet. And you two folks, let me know what you think of this. Like, comment, subscribe. Sweet.